know what I find interesting? Oh, no, I got no wind guard. Whatever that is. I need to put some kind of little spongy, cushiony thing around my microphone. I don't know, but what was I gonna say? What was interesting is, yeah, when you're trying to determine whether somebody is, like, if they're possessed or if they're just mentally ill, I said, what's the difference, right? It's interesting that people will claim that they know things for certain. And I'm going, I don't know, maybe my problem is I used to believe that I knew things for certain, and then came to find later, I wasn't even close. And I'm just like, but there's this thing in life where you have to be certain about something, or how the hell do you live? I don't know. Do we create our own world? I think we do, to a large degree. There's all this, we're creators. We're co-creators with God. But you know what? We are. I mean, it's that simple, because, look, we can create things. So I guess, and you could rightly call us co-creators. Because, if God creates us, sets us down, and then we get up and go do something, he didn't directly do what we did. We did it. I don't know. So here we are with, we got we got the psychology world that made notes of obvious truths about people's behavior and thoughts and feelings. Of course there's truths in it. And then they took it and they twisted it all up and they turned it into an industry and said, hey, if you feel this, that, and the other, you're this, that, and the other. They started throwing down labels, throwing down all that. And then people adopting that identity. And, it's like a religion. They believe the men in the white coats and the DSM-5, so however many there are, I don't know. The drag about it is, honestly, there are truths running through it. There is truth to these studies and what, the conclusions. Yeah, there's a lot of truth to it, but it's just people themselves are labeled. You have this, or you are this. Schizoaffective or whatever, say. But you're not. You're a human being that is experiencing unpleasant sensations from your body, from your emotions, unpleasant thoughts that, honestly, where is it all coming from? Very many different sources. Because you're experiencing these things, these feelings, thoughts, physical sensations, it doesn't make you that thing. It just makes you a human being that happens to be experiencing a type of weather, for instance. It's like a weather, but it's inside your head. It's conditions. On the roads are icy tonight. Are they ice roads 24/7? Nope. The bridge, the Bay Bridge, high winds, restrictions. Is it always like that? Nope. I guess the icy road was more accurate, because these are temporary conditions that a person is experiencing, and they can change, and they often change. Often you could add in a lot of times people are literally starving for certain nutrients. They need to eat butter, and get some animal fats and things, and all of a sudden they don't feel quite like they can hear those voices anymore. Their body is a physical machine. Imagine getting a car and running it, running out of gas, running out of oil, and then being like, hey, this thing's schizoaffective. Fuck, what's wrong with it? My first husband was such a dick with cars. This piece of shit car. I'm like, why did you not check the oil? Why would you expect, it's not magic. It's not going to keep on running. It needs oil. It needs the air filter changed. It needs routine maintenance in order to continue running and being a running car, a good running car. Well, if you want to be a good running human being, you have to replace the water, the food. Our brains are made of cholesterol and fats and all this stuff and all the collagen under our skin. Where are we going to get it? We're not getting it from rice, okay? We're not getting it from, and that's just the one aspect. The human body machine, organic machine, needs routine maintenance. And if you do not do it, after a while, you're going to have cancer, you're going to have, whatever. You're going to have, pancreatitis. You're going to have mental problems. Some people, for some reason, their bodies can be completely, violently fucked up in every way imaginable. Dying in every way imaginable in their right mind. Or they're calm. Well, are they in their right mind if they let their body get like that? I don't know. But I'm just saying they're not freaking out emotionally. They're not crazy. It's weird, isn't it? They are strong in that area. It's genetic. They probably had decent parents, which is also genetic, and they're decently, it's their brain isn't the first thing to go out the window. Something else in their body was. Then you see people like me whose body looked perfectly fine from the outside, but it's just, hey, it is what it is. A lot of it was upbringing, but I believe that most of it is genetic, the way that my brain and its nervous system is set up. When it's exposed to all this nonsense, it goes, before you might see something physical break down. But honestly, truthfully, the way that my body broke down initially from all this abusive BS and my mind believing things that wasn't true all my life, bladder infections, PMS, it was wrapped around my reproductive situation, and I think some of that was probably mental because I was adopted and I felt guilty that my mom couldn't give birth, and not that I consciously thought about it all the time. I think it was inside. I felt like it was my job to make her feel better about not having a baby on her own. I lost my track. All right, and as my life progressed, my body would set the stress into, now in hindsight, I see that my body directed it at my lungs. So I was keeping my head cool. If I was keeping my head cool, my body was suffering. The body keeps the score. I saw a video go by like the body keeps the score. We know this now. And my lungs would be severely fucked up. And I remember coughing and coughing and coughing. And one time, until my ribs popped off the sternum a little bit, and my chiropractor insisted that I was being abused by my second husband, Rob, which I was, but not the way he thought. I was mentally being twisted up, but he wasn't. He said, he kicked you. I said, Dr. Judge, Rob can't get his foot off the floor. He's got scoliosis twice. His back is all tore up. He didn't kick me. He's like, no, he didn't. Because it was his job to report this if I had been abused. He felt that, it was, his whatever, he was responsible for reporting a spousal abuse. I was like, no, he didn't kick me. And he adjusted my ribs. I was laying on the table, and it hurt really bad. And I said, oh my God, why didn't you? I screamed. And he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you I was going to adjust your ribs, because if I'd have told you, you'd have guarded. You would have tensed, and then I wouldn't have been able to get them in, and you'd have had lung issues for the rest of your life. You'd have had lung infections, and I just didn't want that to happen. And I care about you a lot. I care about you too, man. It's cool. Thank you for doing that, Dr. Charles Judge. Thank you, Dr. Judge, for fixing my ribs without telling me you were going to do it, because you knew it was going to hurt really bad. For a moment. It hurt. And that was it. It was like, oh, thank God it's over. It was like a dislocate. It was just a slightly dislocated off. It was just kind of pulled away. Like 2 or 3 ribs were pulled away from the sternum from the excessive coughing. I know in my mind now. I know that for sure. My emotional distress. I was in an extreme custody battle at that point. It was really terrible. So my body decided to attack my lungs. That's a weak point. Now, and in my kidneys, they hurt pretty much full time. Just a tiny bit. If I take a drink of alcohol, mistake, whoa, pain, and I'm going, okay. My body's setting it into these organs. So what was my point? I forgot again. I keep losing my track of thought. Like I'm trying to say something and I don't want to talk too long because it's so boring. Be like, oh, you stupid middle-aged Karen, you think you're so important, you just blowhard. I know. I just trying to put in my 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to be like, look, let's not be so harsh with each other. Stop with all the hard, but there are hard truths. There are. Hard and fast to say that truth is subjective, it's changeable. It's not. That's the whole problem with the world. The truth is the truth is the truth. I forgot what my point was, so it's already 10 minutes. Apologize! But anyway, yes, the body keeps the score. So let me watch what I just said, and maybe I can come up with a part 2. I don't know. Oh, for myself. I'm stroking myself. I'm whacking off on myself. Oh, God, it feels so good to talk. And to tell me, it rub myself like a genie. Anyway, am I going to come out? Have a great day. I keep thinking it's Sunday because Lenny's not here, but it's Friday. It's Friday. Anyway, it's Freaky Friday, man. Whoa, I'm sorry, Cookie. I just stepped on her little foot. I'm sorry, Cookie. Ow, Mommy. Ow, ow. Ow. Oh. I know, right?